Alright, good morning, ladies and gents. Well, it's morning for me as I'm recording this video. It is currently 8:30 in the morning. But today we're going to be talking about mouse and keyboard. We'll be talking about the goods of both sides, the goods and bads of both sides, and comparing them to find which one is better. Now, first we'll be talking about controller. Controller is my main way of playing as I'm on PlayStation, so like I have a lot of delay when playing on KVM. So I find controller as my solution. Most console players are controller players because the controller is just what comes with the console. On Xbox and PlayStation, you can hook in a keyboard and mouse to them, to the PlayStation and the Xbox to play KVM. But you cannot do it on Nintendo Switch, so controller is the more common way to play on console. Now, the goods and bads of controller. 1. First, we'll start with the goods. The first good, it's easy to learn. Most kids can learn a controller in about 2 weeks, or if you're like under the age of 10, and if you're above the age of 10, you'll probably learn it in like a couple of days. It's very simple to learn, and it's not really that hard. So, when you play on controller, you'll learn it faster. It's a lot easier for people. Now, next thing, more comfortable positions. You can play controller in multiple ways, and you can find your own comfortable position. You can play claw or you can play regular. You can also play below your desk, above your desk, just sitting between your lap. It's very comfortable, and it's how most gamers like to be when they game. They like to be comfortable. So, next part. It's also less pricey than keyboard and mouse. Now, my keyboard is a Huntsman Pro Mini, which is about $86 when I look on the internet and go to Amazon.com. And my mouse is just a mouse I got on my PC. Now that's $86 right there. Controllers sell for around $70. And if you're trying to go pro, most pros are using the SteelSeries Apex Pro. That goes for about 150. Look, I mean the Apex Pro Mini. Sorry, I looked at the wrong one. The Apex Pro Mini goes for about $186.99 on Amazon. And most people are using a Logitech mouse, so we're going to look up Logitech mouse. And Logitech mouses are about $90. If we look up Peterbot mouse and keyboard, we'll find that Peterbot uses a Logitech G Pro X Superlight 2 mouse and SteelSeries Apex Pro TKL keyboard. Those together are around $250. A controller, one, it's free your first time because it comes with the console. And two, $70, which is like a third of like Peterbot's stuff. Now, if you want to play paddles, yes, that's going to be way more pricey. I think a SCUF controller is about $120. I don't know. I've never used a SCUF controller. I've never had paddles. And the last thing I could think of good of a controller is aim assist. stuff that allows you to do stuff like this. Dead. Well, that was horrible aim. I don't even know how I did that. Holy crap, what the heck is happening with my aim? This game really does not like me today. Here, where's Twin Mag? There it is. See? Destroyed. Dead. See? Aim assist is broken. They even buffed it recently by 25%. And it's obviously broken. It helps a lot of controller players because you only have your thumb to move your camera in this game when you play on controller. When on mouse and keyboard, you have your whole arm. Now, from the looks of it, controller is pretty good, but it has its downsides. Some of the bads of controller. You have less buttons. On keyboard and mouse, you have the whole alphabet plus the numbers plus symbols and control, alt, shift, caps, you know, and tab, all that stuff. You have a bunch of buttons that you can put anything to. They can bind anything to. On controller, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 8, 12, 12. You have 14 buttons that you have to have all your settings mapped to. And because of this, you have to cycle each weapon one by one. On mouse and keyboard, you can just switch between them like this. See how easy it is? Oh, I got my game stuck. There you go. So it's a lot hard. So you have less buttons to work with, meaning you have less stuff. Your triggers and your bumpers, which are the 4 top buttons, aim, fire, right quick bar, left quick bar, are also your build binds. Why'd I go in here? That's the wrong one. They're also your build binds. See? Right trigger does the most when you build because it also selects your edits and it also gives the command. It gives the command to place the wall if you don't have turbo building on. Actually, no, it doesn't. You just double press the button you have it bind to. So yeah, never mind. But yeah. Also on controller, you edit slower because you have a much slower sensitivity. Look at mine. My edit sensitivity on controller is 1.9, which is pretty high. Most people play at 1. Yeah, that's it. 1.1, 1.2. But when you want to get competitive, you got to go at a higher setting. Either way. But I've learned to adapt my my sensitivity. It's also a lot harder to get quicker edits because of this. Like, I can't even hit a triple edit on controller that looks good. Like, my triple edits are slow. Like, that's how bad this is. See, did you see that? Yeah. You also can't whip around faster, meaning if you're getting sprayed from all sides, this is how fast you get to box up. See how slow that was? Now you get to press a lot more buttons faster than keyboard and mouse with your 4 fingers. And you don't really have to worry about the face buttons when you're building. So that's kind of good, I guess. Alright, you also have stick drift on controller, leading you to buy more controllers. Most controllers last about half a year, maybe. I have this controller I'm using currently right now is my 3rd PlayStation controller. I have the one that came with the PlayStation, and I have a camo one that was my controller before this. The one I'm using right now is the camo one that is newer than the one I already had and has no stick drift. There can be ways to fix your stick drift, but most people just buy a whole new controller. Stick drift is prominent in a lot of controllers, And most of the time, you ever hear a Joy-Con stick drift on Nintendo Switch? Yeah, that's what people hate sometimes a lot. Console also has lower frame rates than PC, and PC is also what you play mouse and keyboard on most of the time. Now, there are some people out there who defy these odds, like Reet. Reet is a very, very good pro player who plays on controller. He became famous like back in chapter 4, I think, or chapter 5, I don't know. But I've watched his videos a lot, and I really like his play style. Now, you can also learn claw on controller, which is basically makes it so you can press buttons faster and everything, but it's less comfortable. Anyway, I've spent about 10 minutes talking about controller onto mouse and keyboard. Now, goods and bads of mouse and keyboard. You have your whole arm to move around with. That's my mouse. See, I'm moving my whole arm. And you also can move around faster, basically. Like looking stuff into too. You also edit a lot faster because you have a higher sensitivity. Like, you know how I said I couldn't do a triple edit on controller? Well, watch this. Give me a sec. See, I just did a quad edit on keyboard and mouse. Keyboard and mouse is also fairly easy to learn if you know, like, if you can type on a keyboard without having to look at the keys. I mean, I can't really build on keyboard and mouse yet because, like, I have a weird delay whenever I try and build. And the thing is because I'm on PlayStation playing on keyboard and mouse. But another good of keyboard and mouse, you have more buttons to work with. I talked about this earlier in the controller segment, but you have more buttons to work with, leading you to being able to be faster. Because look at this. I'm swapping between my dang shotgun and my SMG by pressing 2 buttons. My Q and my 2. I'm pressing my Q and my 2 with both of my ring finger. That's how easy it is. Most of your buttons are going to be on the left side of your keyboard. Why the heck is my dang controller activating? Stop. But it's also look good too. You're also a lot faster because your sensitivity is higher. Because like you can, yeah. Look at this. Like these are simple wall edits, but like they're a lot faster than controller. A keyboard also lives longer than a controller. Like one keyboard, if you don't want to go without upgrading it, it can maybe last you 3 to 5 years. Keyboards are just have a longer lifespan than controllers do, and in the end they're a better grab, I say. You also have more capabilities on keyboard because like I said, you're faster. You have a higher selection of what to bind your buttons to and everything. Like my buttons are not normal at all. When you first start out on a keyboard and mouse, your edit is G, your reload is R, your select is E. I don't remember what F is, but I think F is your pickaxe. 1 through 5 is your quick bar. Q is your switch mode. Z, X, C, V are your builds. Shift is your sprint, and I'm pretty sure control is your slide. Either way, and tab is your inventory. My lines are a lot different. Q is my first slot. 1, 2, 3, 4 are the other 4. Tab is my pickaxe. F is my edit. E is my wall. I have 2 mouse buttons which are binded to my stairs and my cone. C is my floor. R is reload. Hey, what else is there? My use and interact is caps. crouch is shift and my control is sprint. Space is obviously John, WASD. You know that whole stuff. So most people like to bind their stuff. Like, I used to use Cooper's binds, but when I found it easier when I went with these. If you want more ideas of what binds you want to use, I suggest watching a Ryzen Hub video, because he talks about your binds a lot of times, where he's saying your main controller binds are going to be your builds, your shotgun, your pickaxe, and your edit. What else do you? Now, some bad sides is it's harder for beginners to learn keyboard and mouse. I did not learn keyboard and mouse that well until I learned how to type on a keyboard without looking at the keys. It's also more pricey in the short end, but it's actually cheaper in the long end because you spend less. Let's compare like having a controller to 3 years versus having a keyboard for 3 years. If you buy a keyboard, like say $100, and it's lasts you 3 years, that's $100 paid off for 3 years. A controller is $70. You'll probably have to go through like 6 controllers because they'll probably last like 6 months. So that's like 70, 70, 70, 70, 30, 70, 70, 140, 140 times 70, 140 times 30, 120, 100. That's $420 if I did the math correctly. Please correct me in the comments if I didn't. I'm on vacation. I'm on summer vacation right now, so my math is really bad. Either way, yeah. And it's also pricey because there's 2 different components you got to buy: the mouse, the keyboard. You also have no aim assist. When I was talking about in the controller section earlier, I was talking about aim assist, and you solved my aim versus controller and keyboard. Yeah, you have to actually move your whole arm, which is pretty good because have you seen some pros aim like Zemi? Zemi has great aim. But now, time to discuss which is better for each. Now, I'm gonna say there's no clear winner here. It actually depends on how you play the game. If you play casual and you play Fortnite just to play with your friends, and you're not like a whole ranked sweat and you don't play in tournaments, controller is probably your way to go. But if you wanna get earnings, maybe even win a few cash cups and compete in tournaments and get to Unreal Unranked, keyboard is probably your way to go. I've seen a lot of Unreal people that use a controller. Yes, I have. I'll give them that. But most people are keyboard. So, casual is for controller, and I'm going to say keyboard is for more hardcore players. I'm trying to switch over to keyboard myself because I actually want to earn money off this game. I'm competing in the Fortnite PlayStation Cup. So all I gotta do is get top 100 and I get $100. Either way, I'm trying my best, so yeah. Also, if you want to learn keyboard and mouse, but like you don't want to do it on PlayStation or Xbox because of the delay. Yeah, there's actually a delay. I suggest you try and get a PC first. Now, it's all up to you in the end. You decide how you want to play and your play style. Don't listen to me, some kid on the internet making a YouTube video. You decide how you want to play the game, and you have fun playing it. It's a free game, and you want to have fun. So, thank you for watching today, ladies and gents. I know this is my first video after that goodbye video, but it's gonna be my first video, and I'm gonna take a break and then repost again maybe 2 months later. So thank you for watching. Comment down below what you play on. Remember, subscribe and hit that like button. And I'll see you in the next video.